Hi, y'all. I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about creating an outline and rationale, which is the next step in Project 3. After your thesis statement, the outline and rationale help you take those steps in drafting your writing for the project. They help you to organize your thoughts. And even if you do not end up sharing your outline plus rationale with me, which I hope you do, you'll still benefit from doing this step. So it is helpful to understand the following steps of this activity. Let's see. So first of all, we start with a thesis statement, then we're going to work through brainstorming, organizing and arranging, and then working on your rationale. You need to start with a working thesis statement. This is an important piece to help you with your outline. If you don't have a thesis statement yet, then check out our video lesson on writing a thesis statement or follow the steps in Chapter 12 in the Bedford Researcher. The thesis statement forms the basis of your outline, so this is an important thing to have. Ta-da! Okay, so once you have your thesis statement, keep it nearby as you start brainstorming. Brainstorming means really just getting down your ideas on paper in some way. This is a messy part. It's okay to be messy here. It can involve talking out loud. It can involve doodling. It can involve creating lists. You want to be able to get your ideas out somewhere, preferably where you can see them all at one time. But how you do that can be whatever way you want to, paragraphs, anything. So what you're trying to do is get it out of your head and out in front of you. So I have an example here of some of my brainstorming. It's not a great example, but this was what I did for this particular video lesson. And you can see it's just a bunch of different words and ideas and arrows and clouds and things that I'm thinking about. Keep in mind your audience, your purpose, and the genre and modes that you're going to be using because they do have an impact on what you do need to include in your outline. You want to brainstorm for 3 key areas. The first one is background. What's the background on the topic and what is the significance of this topic for your audience? Here are some questions that can help you with doing this brainstorming. For instance, what kind of information is needed in order for the audience to understand your point? What will they already be familiar with and what new information do you need to provide? Why should they care about this? Do you need to convince them of something important in order for them to understand the significance of this topic? Maybe they need to work up to understanding why they need to think about this topic in more depth. You'll also want to brainstorm the main points that you want to make. What points do you need to argue in order for your audience to agree or accept your thesis statement? Again, here's that thesis statement and the audience and your purpose. What do you need to present to them in order for them to go from point A to point B with you? What kinds of reasons or points of information do you need to give for them to go that whole way? You'll want to think about evidence. What kinds of evidence will help to convince your audience? What kinds of evidence will they find acceptable? How much evidence will you need to provide? What kinds of evidence will work with this genre? Maybe you can use sounds or music, or maybe you're doing videos or graphs and things like that. It depends on what's going to work for your rhetorical situation. Definitely check out Chapter 13 in the Bedford Researcher to learn more. This is a great place to start getting ideas about brainstorming, but also to get ideas about doing the outline. Okay, as you begin to get your ideas out, you may find that other things start to come out as well. You may also find that you're missing things. Sometimes you're not sure or you're feeling stuck, and that's an indication that you might be missing information and you need to go look up some more things. Don't forget, if you're stuck, voice or write why you're feeling stuck. I'm stuck because, or I don't know what to do because. That often helps to get things going. You can always go take a walk or take a shower or take care of another task. Washing dishes is a good one for me. And let the ideas simmer in your head until you're ready to bring them out again. Brainstorming is intended to be very messy. When you're getting ideas out, don't worry too much about organizing them at this point. If ideas are connecting, you can show that arrows or whatever, but you're not trying to impose order yet. I also recommend brainstorming away from a computer screen if you can. Doing things by hand often helps more than staring at a screen and trying to do that. That said, you may find that online mind mapping tools or charts or recording yourself talking might be very successful strategies for you. So again, find more examples and more strategies in Chapter 13 of the Bedford Researcher. After you get the ideas out of your head as much as you can and figure out what else you need to get, then you can begin to organize or arrange those ideas into a more logical order and sequence. Think of this step as creating a sequence of ideas, or think of it as putting together a puzzle from all those pieces that you have scattered in front of you. Okay, this sequence of ordered ideas is your outline. An outline can be as simple as a numbered list, or it could be bullet points, or you can make a flow chart, or you can even do a storyboard. But try to keep it relatively simple. Check out some more outline examples in Chapter 13 of the Bedford Researcher. And for your main points, try to write out a sentence as much as you can. Here is my main point as a sentence. That really helps to make sure that it's a solid thing. Consider your outline to be map or instructions or the bones of your document. It gives you and me a good sense of the structure of your argument or your document that you're going to be working on. Finally, the rationale. Your rationale is a short explanation of why you're doing this outline the way you're doing it. Why these points? Why this evidence? Why this particular organization? Your rationale should be pointing towards your thesis statement, your audience, your purpose, your genre modes. You are understanding why you're doing this in relation to your particular rhetorical situation. And writing a rationale really helps you to solidify your understanding of all of these aspects. A few notes about formatting if you choose to share your outline and rationale with me. First of all, rationale can be paragraph or list. It can come before or after the outline itself. Your outline can be in just about any format that works for you. It could be on a Google Doc. It can be Google Slides. It can be a PDF that you share with me through Google, or a link in a Google Doc if you are recording yourself kind of talking through the various points. Again, organized. Don't make it rambly. Keep it organized and to the various points. If you cannot use Google Docs and share it with me that way, do send it through an email. Don't forget to check out the resources that are in Sakai, the Week 11 and Project 3 folders, and Chapter 13 in the Bedford Researcher textbook. The transcripts and slides are already in Week 11, and then let me know what issues or questions you have. And be sure to check out the next lesson video for this week, the Tools of Argument. Bye, folks.